you have SmartList Builder installed, it takes that function from SmartList Designer. So it says you want to use any more than Designer, and it just takes that button away. So if you have Builder installed, you would go there and expect Designer to pull up in the first place. But you'll click New in the upper left-hand corner, and it gets you on your way. Why use it? So my 5 top reasons, okay, you're going to use it to create and design new SmartLists out of the box without having to purchase SmartList Builder. Hey, if you don't have it yet, by all means, it's a great fit. You use it until you deem it that you need that step up to go to SmartList Builder. So you just have that option, that groundwork, that foundation to be able to start with. It's free. It comes with your GP license. It's just all into the cost, so there's no additional cost to use it. It is getting better. I just had to throw that in there. Whenever I first started with SPQ, it was a little bit more rough than it is now, so I'm getting more acclimated to it and everything, and I think that's just because I'm spoiled by Builder. It's friendly to some extent. Some family members. So it is. It's nice. It at least gives you drill down some table structure, naming schemes, and things of that sort. So it is friendly in those aspects of being able to navigate, move around it, things of that sort. And then the last one with some kind words and thoughts, it can work very well. So, and that goes without saying with anything that you see, you have to think nicely about it or else it's going to read your mind. So how does SmartList Designer work? Pretty simple. Upper left-hand corner, you click on the New button. That's going to take you into your next window. In this window, I'm going to start to pick out all the different little pieces that I want to work with. The first thing I'm going to do is going to give it a name. What is it that it is that I'm working with? What is it that I have an idea of working with? So on and so forth. So give it a list name, choose the product that it falls under, and then choose the series. So this means whenever I'm SmartList, where does it fall into selection, into the menu structure that's out there? So then I'm going to go to the database view. You can see it's just a quick view of that. It's going to list out all the different tables that are available under the different series in GP, and you're going to choose from them. It'd be nice to have something as a table finder to be able to work through it, but it is available. So you go underneath there, pick out your table, go from there and start choosing out your fields. So a couple of different scenarios that you can work through. You find your table. Yes. So you choose your table, and a couple of different strategies you can work with. So if I check the box next to the table, select all the fields that are in that table. If I don't want everything from within it, then I can expand the little node next to that, and that takes me all the way across to be able to choose the individual fields that I want to look. Next place that I end up is, okay, upper right-hand corner of the window, I get all the selected fields so I can see those. You got to know this. Like I said, there's some friendly aspects to it, and then you can kind of get the idea that there aren't some friendly aspects to it. Once you select the field, it's in the order that you select until you would go somewhere else, SmartList administration or something like that, do some manipulation, but select them in the order you would like them to show up in the column structure. Like that's the rule of thumb for that. So select them, it shows them up here. Upper right-hand corner is the next thing I'm going to talk about. Little function button you see in the upper right-hand corner of that window. So function button in the upper right-hand corner gives you the ability to create expressions. So think of this in regards, you've got a SmartList you're working with, and you can't add enough filters to it right now. If you don't have builds available, but you need to add more filters or start from this SmartList is specific to a certain class of customer or vendor. Okay? You could put an expression in there so that when you render the SmartList, it already has that filter on it. So only returning the data that has that filter on it, and then you're starting from there on your additional 4 filters that you have within SmartList. So you can kind of build your filters without having to take advantage of all the 4 that are out there. You can link multiple tables together. So as you're building this thing, it may become necessary that, let's say the first thing that I chose out there was the customer master summary, which gives me customer and balance and some of the other summarized information on that customer amount. Well, on there's a customer name if I'm looking at that table, so I could use the relationship, add in the customer master, throw in the name for it. So there's a couple of different aspects of being able to do this relationship. You're basically linking the two. I wanted to make sure that I covered the topic there in the middle for the inner join, the cross join, and the left outer join. What in the world is the first place? That was something that I got to learn too. Everybody knows it's the meeting. So, just real quick, inner join means that it's going to make sure that it's a one-to-one relationship. My customer master has to have the same customer ID that the customer summary has. Left outer means that my customer master could have a customer ID to it, but my master or whatever doesn't necessarily have that direct. So it could have no activity to still return everything from the one. And then the cross join means that it's going to relate everything to one another, whether there's a relationship or not. It's going to return nulls on either side and just basically return all data from each side of the equation. And that'll return some blank fields and stuff. Last thing, and one of the biggest additions that they put into R2, and the reason I added it on here, is that SmartList Designer can now create go-tos to other SmartList, navigation lists, or web page. No control for parameters within those yet, but they're getting, like I said, those steps further where it could just not be a list of information, but maybe drill into another SmartList information or navigation list, or drill you out to a website to be able to look at or whatever. I guess the best topic that I can think of for at least a web page aspect is you have a list of vendors, and then from that list go to vendor websites. So it's one of those concepts that you had an ordering site you had to go to. So some good functions out there. After you create one, of course, then that modify button turns up, so you can start, render it, see how it looks, find out that you need to make some tweaks to it, go back and modify it. And modify existing ones or ones within those, but there's the ability to, once you created one, like I said, throw it out, look at it, put your little filters, your table relationships, and everything good, and then jump back to it. If you needed to through the modify. So I know the question always comes up, and I asked this whenever they were giving presentations on each one of these, is what is the difference between the two? And lots of yeses on the left, mixed feelings on the other side, but just to kind of get an idea of, why you would choose one over the other. Kind of that same concept that I was talking about with the extender standards, the extender enterprise. Start out with the low level, build it up, find out that you need more, and then you go to the next level. And in this way, the enterprise version of SmartList Designer.
So you still have to make it visible through security for other people?
It is. I ran into it earlier. So it's still drawing upon the same security that's set up out there for the regular SmartList. So one of the things I had to do, because I had to trick the system, because I have SmartList Builder installed on my GP, so it wasn't pulling up, I created a user that doesn't have any access to SmartList Builder, which still fires the designer element. But then I had to set up as like a purchasing agent and customer service reps and stuff, and I tried to get against financial tables, and it said my user doesn't have access. But it's still picking up on that. They'll see the full selection of tables out there, which is kind of convoluted, so they have to weed through all of that. Oh, that's here's financials, but actually can access financials and things of that sort.
But once you create one, can you make it visible to everybody, or is this a individual?
So similar to what you would do with SmartList Builder, after you create one, then you would go in through the security task in the system and assign it.